once we do our endorsements for the primary, which should be released probably by the end of the month, we're going to have a makeup day, a makeup weekend on the weekend of the 23rd, and we anticipate by the end of the month being able to release everything. We'll be taking out advertising space in various Asian periodicals. As well, we'll be printing up slate cards and placing them in Asian businesses and restaurants throughout the valley. So on that front, we wish you both the best of luck. The first question that we ask for all of our interviews is this, and we'll start with you, Joe, and then go to you, Danny. Joe, why have you decided to run for this race at this point in time?
Well, first I want to say thank you for the opportunity to come back in and interview with you and for being so flexible in the scheduling. You had an earlier commitment, and I appreciate you making the opportunity for me to come in. Look, we continue to face significant challenges, not just across the country, but here in Nevada, right? Whether it's getting our economy back on track so we can have more private sector job growth, whether it's getting people access to health care, fixing our education system, or keeping our country and our community safe and secure. I believe that I'm the best candidate to address those issues because of my personal background. I've actually worked in every one of those areas. So as many of you know, I've served in the Army Reserve for 25 years. I still serve. I've been promoted to Brigadier General, command. I've had command. I've served overseas, was deployed to Iraq. So I know what it takes to keep our country safe. Likewise, I worked with Metro for about 15 years. So I know also what it's like to try to keep our local communities safe. When it comes to healthcare, I've been a practicing physician for 25 years locally. And if you want to know what works or what doesn't work in the healthcare system, come spend some time with me in the emergency department at UMC. You'll see what works and what doesn't work. And we still have a long way to go to increase access to quality healthcare for many people. On the education front, my undergraduate degree was actually in education. I thought I was going to be a teacher until I did my student teaching assignment. Then I realized that I wasn't cut out to be a teacher. But all three of my children went through the Clark County School District. All three of them went to a different university here in the state. So I understand the trials that our parents are going through in trying to get their kids a quality education. And the last thing is jobs in the economy. I mean, as small business owners, we're all struggling to still get out of the recession that we've been suffering from since 2008. Likewise, before going to Congress, I had a small business. It was a consulting firm. And anybody who's ever been a consultant knows that in a recession, the first thing to go are the consultants. But to keep our doors open, to make sure my employees got paid, continue to make their benefit payments, nobody suffered. Even if it meant as an owner, you go without a paycheck at times so that your employees continue to get theirs. So I know what it's like to run a business in this environment. And those are the issues that we continue to face, both locally and nationally. And so because of that, it's time for you to take what I've been able to get accomplished and have learned in the House, with it being an open seat in the U.S. Senate. Now is the time to run, to take that experience and move it over into the upper house, where you're one of 100, have more opportunity to have a bigger impact on a larger scale, and be able to work harder for those citizens, not just of our state, but of our country.
Thank you. Danny.
Well, thank you, and again, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak here today. Also, I was actually not planning on running for office in the very near future. I had a lot of problems that were going on, not the least of which was my father's health and several other things that happened. And this past year, I guess, in the last 14 months, a lot of things have changed that sort of put a lot of the hesitation behind me. My father passed away. My son, who had a stroke, got better miraculously within a few days, and he's all better. I had some financial problems through the recession. Joe said, you want to talk about who gets hit the horse in the recession, is somebody who's involved in real estate. So we went through some tough times there, and we finally got that put to bed. I ended up having to pay off quite a bit of money in a settlement agreement, but we put that to bed. And then I watched what happened in this past legislative session, and I was watching what's going on with the sentiment of our community, and people are so tired of politicians that they go out and they run for office, they say one thing, and then once they get elected, they go back and do the complete opposite. They go back and they do things I don't think that I know that aren't on the best interest of their constituents, but maybe will help them the most moving up for office or moving to a more powerful place in office. And I felt, now's the time for someone like myself to get involved and have a strong voice. I think most of you that know me or know my family, we've been involved in this community for a long time, lived here for over 35 years, been involved in so many different things, so many different charities, trying to make this a better community. I've been called a lot of things in life, many by my wife, but I will thank you for the laugh. It wasn't a joke. But, no,
It probably wasn't a joke. Let's be honest.
But one thing no one's ever questioned me was my integrity, my determination, the fight and perseverance that I've shown. Many of you know that I've taken some tough lumps in other political races, but I don't back down from what I believe in. I've never tough challenge, and I always come back stronger than ever. So I was in a good position to run at this point, and then I got a call from Congressman Heck, and he had mentioned that he was going to run for the Senate, and mentioned something about his seat, and we had a good discussion on it, and I started thinking this is exactly the kind of opportunity that I really should jump at. I've never ran in a district that hasn't been substantially more Democratic. It's always been at least 7% more, and the last race was 14.5% more, which makes it a very uphill battle. This is a race I should win if I do my job. So far, things are going the right way. And I believe people in Washington, D.C., I should say the people in Nevada and other states want somebody in Washington, D.C. like myself, who's going to stand up and do what's right, do what's best for the constituents. I have no desire to sell my soul or be a phony to move up further in politics. I'm fine without it. But if I can do something substantial to make our community better, and when my time ready to leave this earth, I could feel good about what I accomplished, and hopefully my kids will feel I've done something really special like I did about my father. Then I've had a worthwhile life, and that's why I decided to get involved right now.
One thing when it comes to DC politics,